91.9!
The fresh station.
Fancy.
Hey everybody, this is your host Cecil. Welcome to the Champions Podcast on 91.9, 87.8 in Toplin out of Radio Trinars. Normally, we have DJs out here playing music, but tonight we got a little special podcast for you from yours truly. So, let's get this music going for this special Halloween episode.
It's a good old time on a good old show. Live from Radio Shinaris in Livonia. We're talking champions with your host Cecil. So sit back and enjoy the ride on the Champions Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Champions Podcast. This is your host Cecil. I've been around for a while, but I'm back for an episode, for a Halloween episode. And you know how we like to get things started. We're gonna start with an ad read, okay? We like to get started with an ad read. It's a J-Rob Halloween ad read, everybody. He pays us the most, so we give him the most credit. Let me be honest with you. If your sole purpose for taking J-Rob is to give yourself the courage, the stamina, the charm, to fall in love with the grandma, then you are exactly where you need to be. Have you ever wandered into a darkened house on a Halloween night thinking you were just here for candy, and instead found yourself staring into the eyes of a grandma who smells like pumpkin spice and heartbreak? Yeah, me neither. Until I met her, and then another one, and another. There's something about grandmas on Halloween. They're unpredictable. They laugh in ways that make your chest ache. They hand you candy with one hand and a knowing look in the other. And somehow your heart doesn't just skip a beat. It races. That's when I realized some things are meant to scare you. Some things are meant to confuse you. And some things are meant to give you courage. And when facing the chaos of love, sneaking past hundreds of hallways, dodging creaking floors, tiptoeing around grandma's plotting in the shadows, you need a little extra power. You need energy that keeps you going. You need J-Rob. Not because it makes me strong or fast, but because sometimes you need a little courage when the lights flicker, when the shadows twist into shapes that look like your past heartbreaks, when the scent of cookies and cinnamon hits you like a spell you can't resist. It's Halloween out there, folks, and love is scary. Love is sweet. It's protein. J-Rob is the potion that keeps me standing, keeps me charming, keeps me surviving grandma's season, keeps me somehow still breathing after all the ghosts of Tinder past come crawling through my mind. So when the night is dark, when the candy bowl is empty, and when grandmas are plotting, remember this. J-Rob just isn't protein. It's your shield, your spark, your pumpkin-scented talesman. And trust me, you're gonna need it. Use promo code Cecil's Haunted Heart. That's CECILHUNTEDHEART at jrob.com to get your potion of power this Halloween. It's 10% off, everyone. J-Rob Protein. I know what you're thinking. Everybody. Yeah, Cecil, you've been gone for a while. You're not ready. Well, I'm ready. We're doing a Halloween episode, and we're gonna start an episode off with the spooky poem that was sent in by a listener. All right, that's what we're doing. Step inside the haunted halls, where love is lost, chaos calls. Bruce the dog prowls the night, chewing couches, chewing fright. Bumble ghosts, Tinder frights, matches vanish in the night. Becky lingers with a grin, turkey dinners hide in sin. 2 months lost in broken dates, poly dreams and tangled fates. Hearts combust and spirits scream, nothing's ever as it seems. Cackle and laughter, shadows creep, secrets buried, buried deep. A haunted heart, a lovely lair, or lonely lair. Cecil calls if you dare. Holy shit. That is from Suck My Dingus, all the way out of Alberta, Canada. Thanks for the poem, eh? Yeah. That's what we do here, everyone, at the Champions Podcast. You know, we take emails in from the listeners. Now it's apparently from Suck My Dingus. And you know, if you write it, I'll read it. I really appreciate everyone joining me right now on the Champions Podcast. If you don't know what's been going on, well, lots been going on in my life, and you would think that I would just not do a Halloween episode for you because of that. Well, I promised you one. Guess what? You're getting one. And I know what you're thinking. Is Cecil finally done talking about polyamory? Yeah, I'm far from it, okay? All right? That's what the season's all about, and I ain't straying away from shit, okay? All right? But I will follow through with my promise. I said this episode will be Halloween themed, and it's gonna be Halloween themed thanks to the new holiday button.
He did the guest. He did the podcast. Champions Podcast. It was Livonia Smash. He did the guest. He did the podcast. Champions Podcast. It was Livonia Smash.
I'll be sure to play this every time we're straying away from a Halloween theme, okay? I know I'm going through a lot of heartbreak. Well, not even heartbreak. I'm just going through a lot of confusion right now in polyamory, okay? And I can get carried away, and I'll make sure we keep this on subject with Halloween, okay, everybody? Having said that, I do want to give you an update on from the last podcast I had. If you don't know, it was called Depression. That was the episode. Because Cecil's going through a lot of heart problems. All right, not physical but emotional heart problems. I guess I'll have to give you another recap. Becky, I don't know if you know Becky. Becky's the love of my life. She introduced me to polyamory, which helped me introduce polyamory to everyone else out here listening to the podcast. She kind of left me brokenhearted a few months ago, you know. And I've been trying to pick up the pieces since, you know, trying to earn her love back because I needed to get Becky back. So I got a dog to help get over the heartbreak and to earn her love back, you know, because women love dogs. And I've been going on through so many dates over the last couple months, just polyamorous date after polyamorous date, getting into God knows who what. You know, learning about the world, trying to learn about Becky's world. You know, maybe I can get into her good graces again. And guess what happened? We found out a few weeks ago. I got back in the good old graces of Becky, you know? And I got that well-needed turkey dinner. All right? You want to know what a turkey dinner is? It's when in polyamory, when you take a woman out for a little chicken. At the end, she might give you a little turkey dinner, all right? And I've been trying to get that turkey dinner, and I got it. And guess what? It was pointless. It was pointless, guys. That turkey dinner didn't mean shit. Becky didn't care about me more, and she just left me on red over and over and over. And now I'm confused, all right? This is last podcast, I got an email from a listener. A listener, they're a couple, you know, and they were exploring polyamory because of me, and they wrote me in just to brag that they were having sex with one of Becky's baby daddies. Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? We're doing a podcast.
A podcast, nice. Why don't you let me in? I'll join your podcast.
Oh, you can just sit back and listen. This is kind of like a solo thing right now. It's a Halloween episode, and like I'm trying to get through like my polyamorous adventures. You can sit back and listen about it. It's a great podcast. It's gonna be a good time. You can either listen around on the PA that's going on right now, or you can grab a radio and tune into 91.9. as I was saying, oh yeah, so that couple, you know, they just wrote in to tell me that they were hooking up with one of Becky's baby daddies, right? And then they invited me to one of their group sex events, and which made me feel kind of weird because if you like, they only know me from the podcast, and they're like, hey, do a group sex event, and then they already know Becky, and they're trying to get as many people to go to their event. You think they're not going to invite Becky to their event? You think they're not trying to also have like get their turkey dinner from Becky? You know, that's their next logical step. All right. And I don't think that's fair. And for the listeners out there, okay, don't write in like that. Okay, that is too meta for the podcast. Understand this: if you write in, I appreciate you giving me updates on things I wouldn't know otherwise. It's okay to be meta with me as long as it's updates on Becky. Okay. But if you're using that meta information to also try to have sex with the love of my life, that's where I draw the line. All right, that's called podcast sniping. All right, and I've been complaining a lot lately about the podcast sniping because it's been happening a lot to me. All right, and I don't like it because it's meta. It ruins the podcast. All right. And you know, the listeners out there, you don't want it ruined. You want things to come to me organically. I don't need you guys trying to use all this information against that I give you to go get Becky. That's unfair. All right, and don't get Becky involved in meta information either. Leave her out of this. All right. There's a reason why I stopped saying names of all my dates on the podcast, because of weirdos like them trying to get involved. It's like a creepy stalker. All right. And don't you dare stalk my Becky. I already have a stalker on this podcast, and we don't need to get Becky involved in stalkings. All right. I don't need to be responsible for that. Oh, that's interesting. And I know over the last couple podcasts, I've been talking a lot about hoping how she'd message me back, you know. And I realized I had to take the power into my own hands. So I went on Bumble because she still hasn't given me her phone number. And I messaged her. You know, I took the initiative again. And this didn't go well. Here's kind of the rundown. You know, you know how you get like really nervous and you don't know like if you're a thing with somebody? So I just had to go and ask. So I messaged her. I said, hey, Becky, baby, are we a thing? And I don't know. I guess she was busy because she kind of just only responded with like shrugs and thumbs up. And then, you know, I tried to talk about like my feelings, and she would just be really like short and be like, okay, cool. And like I even like was like, all right, well, you know, Bruce misses you. And guess what? She forgot who Bruce. She had to ask who Bruce was. My dog. The dog that helped me get the turkey dinner from Becky, the one where she realized, oh my God, he's a pet parent. He's going through a hard time with Bruce. I'm a parent too. And then we related and had our turkey dinner. And she forgot who the fuck Bruce was. You know? And then she ended the whole message with good luck. I said, I love you, baby. And she said, good luck. So that's where I am with Becky right now. And it felt like someone stole her phone the way she responded. You know, they say the journey, it's all about the journey before the destination. I never understood that to now because I'm not liking Becky. The journey to get her and a turkey dinner, no, those were the good times. You remember the good times about me ruining other people's marriages and then getting trapped in a bloody Disney adult relationship with a cat, with a hairless cat? Do you remember that? Those were the good times. You never really know when the good times are until they're over. All right? Who knew that having emotionless sex with Disney adults would have been the prime of my life? You don't realize that until you finally get your turkey dinner and there's no gravy. Just dry, bland bird. Who never has time for you or your mashed potatoes, all right? This is the type of turkey dinner that made you question every turkey dinner you've ever eaten. It makes me question if turkeys are even right for me. And no, I'm not going vegan, okay? It's not what I'm trying to say. Cecil's not going to force an arc where he falls in love with a man. If you think that's where I'm going with this. All right, there are too many straight guys marrying straight guys around here. And we don't need more of that. At least those straight guys found each other and aren't by themselves with a coyote at home ready to eat his life savings. So there's a little light on their end. But old Cecil has to respond to reality, and I got all that. And I don't have a Becky. Just don't have a fucking Becky.
He did the guess. He did the podcast. Champions podcast. It was Bologna Smash. He did the guess. He did the podcast. Champions podcast. It was Bologna Smash.
Sorry, I got off track. I got off track. I'll get back on track. I promise. We at the Champions Podcast love Halloween candy and hope you do too. While we're live, write into the podcast at yourhostcecil@gmail.com or come by the station and tell us your favorite Halloween candy, and we'll tally it up at the end and reveal what candy won in the end. See? I'm back on track, guys. Just write in. I want to know your... I as I said earlier, I like Reese's. What's yours? Got emails too. Hey, they're Halloween emails. People listen. Okay. This email, it's coming in from Susan. I had a Susan on the podcast before. I think season 2 and 3. Fucking hated Susan. Hope it's not the one I thought. Hi, Cecil. I know it's Halloween and everyone's out there dressing up, pretending to be someone else for the night. Maybe that's why I finally decided to write in, because I've been pretending for a while now, and I'm starting to forget who I really am. Oh, wow. My husband, David, has always been a good man, or at least he used to be. But lately, the bottle's become his best friend. He disappears into whiskey every night, and I can't reach him anymore. Last week, he missed our anniversary dinner because he fell asleep in his truck. The week before that, he showed up to my niece's birthday, so drunk he thought it was our kid's birthday. I love him, Cecil, I really do, but I feel like I'm married to a ghost. Yeah, dude. Then there's Eli. I met him on Tinder, in the short-term fun section, actually thanks to you. Am I ruining a marriage? I just wanted a distraction, something light, but Eli, he listens. He remembers what I say. He doesn't flinch when I talk about my marriage. He makes me feel seen, and I didn't realize how long it's been since I felt that. Here's my question, Cecil. Does this make me poly, or am I just broken? I can't imagine leaving David, but I also can't imagine not seeing Eli. It's like they fill different parts of me. One familiar and fading, and one alive and real. Different parts of you that gets filled. You guys sneak in puns so often. How do I tell my husband I still love him, even though he can't give me everything anymore? And if I am poly, how do I live with that feeling without feeling like I'm betraying him? Anyway, sorry if this isn't the kind of scary story you were hoping for tonight. I bet it's still relevant to what's going on with you. I hope you get more Becky's turkey dinner. Love, Susan. I don't think you're involved in a polyamorous relationship at all, and I think you're just being extremely adulterous, Susan. You do kind of sound like the Susan from the earlier season. She was a real big fucking shithead. My husband has always been a good man. That's how you opened it. My husband David has always been a good man, or at least he used to be. So she's just turning on him and when he's at his weakest moment. Okay, fine, cool. You know what? Maybe he'll write in later to the podcast, because all my podcast writers usually are fucking divorced. No, you're not polyamorous. Just because you met him on short-term fun doesn't mean you're poly. This isn't Halloween related. What else can't imagine like different parts of me? How do I tell my husband I still love him, even though he can't give me everything anymore? Will you tell him you want a divorce because you don't love him anymore if he can't give you everything? And if I am poly, how to live out the feeling? You know, you are betraying him. You can't live. You can't live without that feeling. You're just gonna feel that the whole time. Susan, here's your opportunity. Here is your opportunity to just give up on your life and just become polyamorous. You're not poly yet, all right? What you could do is you can inform David that you want to see other people. And if he's into it, then maybe you can start a polyamorous relationship. Because if not, you just need to start. You need to leave David, and you just need to find other Eli's and stop writing into me and stop using my life as your advice. That's not fucking advice to go the short-term fun section to save your marriage. Wasn't even fucking interesting. She snuck in with a Halloween opening, and she got me there. Getting shot at right now. That's interesting. All right. This next one, it comes in from Henry. All right, guys, I have a stalker, and that's perfectly fine, you know. But on a podcast, this guy always sneaks in emails. At least there's one upside to these emails, is that he likes to write really cryptic emails. And this isn't it perfect for Halloween for one of the crazy shit that he writes. All right, it's called Happy Halloween, Cecil. It's a good start. Happy Halloween, Cecil. The night is long, the fog is thick. Oh, he's being a fucking poet again. And the streets of Livonia quiet. I see you in your house, lights burning too late, Bruce wandering through the ruins of walls and floors. Your rooms creak under the weight of what you've neglected, the chaos you've let grow. You move through it all, thinking no one notices, thinking the quiet is yours, but I watch. Oh yeah, he's also a no-micer, so he thinks he's clever. This is him looking into my window right now, and then he writes down in his journal. That's what he sees, a dirty house. I'm depressed. It's not nice. I see the way you linger over your phone. Yeah, crazy. The way you scroll through memories and hope for a reply that never comes. Becky, don't you start on me. Turkey dinners. Vibes you can't control. Your heart pounds against the emptiness you've let settle. The despair that sits in the corners with you. And I notice the podcast. Fewer episodes now. Less energy. Fewer voices listening. Fewer lights shining back. Maybe you finally accepted that some things just wait. This guy's really tugging at my hearts right now. He's hitting every weak point. Oh, and the crying. No, I'm not crying. You're crying. I see it, Cecil. Those little tears trembling down your cheeks when the silence gets too loud. I almost envy them. They're so devoted, so loyal. I think I'll call them your little pumpkin drops. All right, guys. Henry, at least you're being Halloween themed. Precious little things, your pumpkin drops, spilling for no one at all. Your sighs echo through the house, past the empty bowls, the chewed furniture, the remnants of a connection that was never fully yours. The night curls through your windows, folds beneath your doors, and creeps into rooms where only your thoughts reside. Candles flicker, shadows stretch, and your chest beats with all the fear you refuse to speak out aloud. You do not hear me. You do not see me, but I am there, always, watching, learning, waiting. Sleep well, Cecil, or do not. You could say don't. The night is patient, and so am I, Henry. You know what? Yeah, Halloween is the perfect time for your stalker to write you. Because, you know, he really spruced that one up. You know, he called my tears pumpkin drops, and he just stares. You know what? I don't think he stares at me crying. I don't cry in my house. All right, I cry in the radio station. Again, putting it out there. You run up to a guy who isn't speaking, but he responds or jiggles to the name Henry. Shoot him in the forehead twice, just in case he gets. Okay, I guess this is the last email. It looks like subject Becky group chat leak. Huh? Hey Cecil, saw this floating around, thought you should see it. Not sure she knows about the podcast, man. Anon. Oh, like anonymous. Titled Group Chat Mom Squad. Becky, Atina, and Amara. They're talking. Becky. Yeah, Becky's group chat. This feels illegal. Alright. Alright, you wanna know what it says? Alright. Becky. That Cecil guy texted me again. LOL. Tina, who? Becky, the one guy with the weird dog, I met him a while ago. Mara, oh, the wild dog guy, the one who said it was part wolf. Yeah, that's him. Smiley face, or laughing. I think he thought we were dating? What? Tina, wait, you were? Becky, no LOL. We just hung out twice. I think? He kept saying us in status, and I don't know what he meant, so I just sent emojis. Yeah, she did that. She fucking did that. She fucking did that. Mara, what kind of emojis? Becky shrugs. Yeah, and thumbs up. He seemed happy about it, though, so whatever. I'm not happy. Tina, LMAO OMG. Becky. Then he said his dog misses me, and I laughed. Like, what do you even say to that? So she did remember him. So she did fucking. Mara. Probably get your dog therapy. Oh, now they're joking. Becky. Honestly, he kept bringing up something about communication and being poly. I didn't want to be rude, so I just said, oh, but she's poly. And she just said, okay. Tina, you're not poly though, right? But she didn't tell them. Becky, not with him. We just screwed once. Is that what she calls turkey dinner? Is that what she calls turkey dinner? She's a little rude. Mara, this poor man probably thinks y'all are engaged, laughing. Becky, LOL, he said something about listeners asking about us. And I was like, what listeners? Huh? Mara, he's definitely talking about you online, Skullface. Becky, he better not. I told him good luck and said heart, so I think he's fine now. Tina, good luck. Skullface, Skullface, Skullface. Mara, yeah, that man's crying into kibble right now. Becky, aw, LOL. Anyway, who's bringing the wine tonight? Who's bringing the... She didn't... Guys, I'm doing a podcast right now. It's a big reveal that just happened and you're just fighting. She doesn't know what the podcast is.
He did the guess. He did the podcast. Champions podcast.
You stupid fucking bitch.
He did the guess. He did the podcast. Champions podcast. He did the smash.
I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. Normally, I like to end each podcast with a last word, but fuck that. I'd rage quit the podcast right now if I didn't have any contractual obligations to sponsors and callouts, okay? Just get through this, I'm fucking gone. So this call out, it's, I don't know what it means. I'm just gonna say it. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Okay? One-eyed man is king. Fuck that. And also, happy birthday, Gary GC. He's turning to an old fuck, okay? Happy birthday, Gary. All right? Can I get to my fucking ad and just leave? All right, my shout-outs are done. All right, this ad's an OG. It's one of the original ones, so let's just get it done. Stuffed animal costumes. Hello again, Champions listeners, and a very spooky, happy Halloween to you and your family from all of us here, Champions Podcast. They wrote that, I did. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Stuffed Animal Costumes, the one and only place where you can rent or own a life-size plush mascot costume that's designed to make your Halloween wholesome. Not weird, not feral, not whatever happened at the last convention in Berenzino, okay? We're talking about pure family-centered joy. Now I need to make this absolutely clear, folks. Stuffed animal costumes are not designed for the furry community. These are not fursonas. These are not character exploration tools. These are not inter or outer course enhancers, okay? These are family-friendly, community-safe, trick-or-treat appropriate costumes for events that end before midnight and include candy bowls, cider, and maybe a hayride. Not whatever else those people are doing out there with costumes. These costumes are reinforced, soft, and snuggly, like a childhood memory that gives you a hug instead of trauma. Every seam is triple stitched for integrity, and the fabric is designed to resist tampering, melting candles, and yes, even suspicious zipper activity for those of you weirdos that like to pop holes in mascot costumes. And yes, they do breathe. They're made of high quality materials that keep you cool whether you're walking the neighborhood with the kids, passing out candy on the porch, or running last minute errands before the Halloween rush. Now, for a limited time, Stuffed Animal Costumes is offering a Halloween special just for listeners of the Champions Podcast. Mention my name, Cecil, at checkout, and you'll get a free 24-hour rental of Count Chocula or a 7-foot mummy. Perfect for when you want to look scary, but still be invited to neighborhood events. And just to reiterate, because Stuffed Animal Costumes asked me to say this again, these costumes are not for the furry community. They're designed strictly for wholesome, PG-rated family gatherings, not for group sex events. It says pause for 5 seconds. If you find yourself in one of these plush suits thinking about anything other than family-friendly fun, please step away, take a breath, maybe drink some water, and remember, Stuffed Animal Costumes is here to keep the focus on smiles, not scandals. So this Halloween, when the moon's high and the porch light flickers, keep it clean, keep it fluffy, and keep it stuffed. Stuffed Animal Costumes, because nothing's scarier than being inappropriate in a mascot suit. Well, that's been our Halloween fucking episode.
He did the guest. He did the podcast. Champions Podcast. It was Livonia Smash. He did the guest. He did the podcast. Champions Podcast.